And we're back, folks. Though we're not back with gaming just at the moment. There's some other tasks I want to run before I jump into a new game, which will probably be Dragon Age Origins. Anyway, I want to give people a little look, a little update on the powered power armor mod I have for the Fallout Nexus. So as you can see here, I've gone through and I've got power armor copies done for everything, even the pre-order armors. So everything that's in TTW, Tale of Two Wastelands, I've created a copy to turn into power armor. And if we scroll on up to the top here, now I don't have the recipes made, that's why I haven't uploaded this to the Nexus yet, because first I want to finish. I've created the copies, but I haven't given them their proper updated values. Like if we look at the armored jumpsuit powered version, it's got the exact same stats as the regular version because I haven't updated it. But if we look towards the top, you will see that I have made a few variants that actually are properly updated, like the powered metal armor, the powered Legion armors, so on and so forth. So it's coming along nicely, but again, this thing is mind-numbingly boring process. It's literally a process of, well, after I've already copied them all now, so now it's a matter of literally I go in, take for example the Vexillarius armor, go to full name, edit, powered Vexillarius armor, go to general flags, edit, add the power armor flag, go down to value. Or you can hit edit or you can double click, add an extra 0, add an extra 0 to health, go to weight, add 10 to the weight, go to DT, add 30 to the DT. And that's literally what I have to do for every single one of these armors. So the armored leather for Great Column, simple armor, is the same thing. If it's a helmet, I add 2, everything else remains the same. It still adds 10 to the value, 10 to the health, 10 to the weight. But for helmets, I add 2 to the armor value. So you can see here, I've still got to go through all the Great Khan armor. Got to go through the NCR combat armor, the various variations on the NCR armor, the Powder Ganger armor, the space suit. Now, the power armor is going to be a little bit different. I haven't made copies of them because obviously making a powered power armor version of power armor is kind of redundant. However, for those of you who might remember my, that's probably later down the list, but I did a variation on the Riley's Ranger combat armor. So it'll be around here somewhere. Finding the exact one would be kind of a pain in the ass, but you get the idea. But anyway, there's a powered Riley's Rangers armor, and then I have the lightweight powered Riley's Rangers armor, and I'll see if I can find it so I can show you the difference, though. It's probably going to be a little tricky to find that exact entry because the names aren't exactly, there it is. So we have Ranger battle armor. Its default stats are value 7,000, health 1,100, weight 27, with a DT of 17. The power armor version of that has obviously multiplied by 10 of all those, weight is 37, DT is 47. And then we have the lightweight power armor, which is because when I was making these armors, I realized that if you're like me and you like the idea of the armors having, a disguise effect, because all of the armors that are for various factions have a disguise effect. So, if you're wearing the Raider armor, you're part of the Raider faction. If you're wearing the Mechanist armor, you're part of the Robots faction. If you're wearing the Antagonist armor, you're part of the Ant faction, so on and so forth. You get the idea. But I realized if you want to convert all these to power armor to get the advantage, because the main advantage you would do for converting this is if you're using a mod like powered power armor, which gives you real benefits for using power armor. But anyway, you don't actually need powered power armor if you're using this mod. It just synergizes really well with it. But anyway, so I was realizing I created all of these armors that have built-in disguise functions. They're power armor. They have higher DT, all that fun stuff. But if you're trying to carry them all on you so you have different disguise factions available, then you really weigh yourself down because these things weigh a ton. So what I did was I did some experimenting and I made the lightweight Ranger powered Ranger battle armor, and as we can see here, its weight is 27. That is the exact same weight as the original. However, if we compare its DT is 45 versus the powered armor, which is at 47. So the big idea with the lightweight is that it goes back to the weight of the original items, but you lose 2 DT. Not a big deal, really. But in order to craft it, you need to first craft the regular power armor, which requires the base item and 5 scrap metal. And then for the lightweight one, that's where the things get tricky, because originally I was going to say use 5 ceramic plates, but ceramic plates need to be relatively hard, so I may have to do some variations on that, make a few different duplicate recipes. Things get tricky because... And of course I can show you the recipes down here as well. If I go to recipe, here's the lightweight powered Ranger battle armor. As you can see here, it requires ceramic dinner plates. So probably what I'll end up doing is making several duplicates of these, where it requires like different types of plates, where you can say use the ceramic dinner plates or the green plates or the red plates. So that way, as long as you've got 5 plates, and as long as they're not the tin plates, obviously, because I'm assuming that the ones that are colored variations on plates are, ceramic. But that's the idea, is that you use ceramic plates, and you use those, and the basic requirement is you need the powered battle armor. So you have to first craft the powered battle armor, then you can craft the lightweight then you can get the lightweight powered battle armor. But like I said, first things first. That was a little experiment in reducing the weight, and I may even go for, but that functionality will also be applied to all the default power armors, which is why I have copies here. So all of these power armors here, you'll be able to make a lightweight version of them. So yeah, you'll be able to make a lightweight version of the Outcast power armor, a lightweight version of the Lion's Pride power armor, a lightweight version of the Remnant's Tesla armor, or the really any power armor, winterized Army prototype Army Medic power armor. And the basic idea will be the same thing, is that they'll lose 10 to their weight. So we'll say we're taking a look at the Army power armor here. Its weight will go down to 35 instead of 45, and its armor rating will go from 40 to... what is going on with this? Oh, that's the AR. Looking at the AR, but it's actually I should be looking at DT. So DT will go down from 22 to 20. You get the idea. So it's a little bit weaker, a heck of a lot lighter, still considered power armor. Still get all the benefits of power armor, and so on and so forth. It's kind of interesting when you look at these, because when I look at the armors that are crafted into power armors, you see like a DT of 44. When you look at things that are pure power armor, their DTs don't tend to go up above 22. So that may require some balancing later on. Like I may need to do something like a variation on these, like refined power armor, which will just increase the DT on them. Because the other ones are a very simple formula. It's a matter of adding 30 to the DT. But then you look at the standard power armors, and unless you're using something like powered power armor, or even if you're not using powered power armor, there's really no big benefit to having the classical power armors, because any armor you convert to power armor is going to be a much tougher armor. So I may have to go through and look at those and tinker with them and see about modifying them so I could do something like refined power armor, which adds 30 to that, making them absolutely horribly high DT. Because think about it. If you have DT of 25, looking at the Brotherhood power armor, and I add 30 to that, that's an armor of 55. I think that's pretty much the highest armor out of anything here. Or I might just go through and edit all of them and set them all to be 55, set them all to be 30 higher. Like I said, that's all going to be testing later on after I've got the conversion process done to find out what the best balance would be. Would it be best to just modify the base armors so that they've got much higher DT? Would it make more sense to take all the armors that I've already modified and reduce their DT, which I really don't want to do, because by the time I'm done modifying them, that's going to be a massive list that I'm going to have to go back through. So I'd much rather modify just the power armors and either do something like create refined versions of them, which have higher DT, or modify the base ones. Obviously, they'll still get a lightweight version, whatever it is, but if I do make lightweight versions, I'm going to decide whether or not the lightweight versions are going to be based up. When I make the lightweight version, I have to decide before I make those file copies, before I copy those records, I have to decide, do I want the power armors themselves to have a higher base armor rating? Do I want them to have an armor rating of like 50? Or do I want to make a variation on that you have to craft up to make them, refined power armor? Those will be at 50, and the refined power armors you can then turn into lightweight power armor. So, before I even worry about any of that, I need to go through and make all the rest of these power armor conversions. But as you can see, it's coming along slowly but surely. Lots of numbers to look at, lots and lots of numbers. And really, there isn't too much more to say about that, is there? Now, of course, what I've mentioned before, I'm going to have to still contact the mod creator. So what I'd like to be able to do is merge into this mod the expanded Talon Company mod, which gives the Talon Company, more armor options, and then make the power armor variations on that. But I'd have to talk to the mod maker. But that's long out of the way. I first still have to actually I have to still wait for those. I have to finish doing those. So I have to finish doing the base ones. And of course, as I mentioned previously, another thing I want to add into here is going into the Dre Perks mod, which is currently not here in my load order because I've just been working on this one mod. And tweak it so that we have, so that the craftable turrets, or rather the recoverable turrets, you can upgrade as well. So this model not only just cover power armor, but pretty much it's powered equipment, old world equipment, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be covering everything from armor to craftable turrets and anything else I think that might be from the Dre's mod, because again, this is an extension of Dre's Perks mod. And so definitely one thing I want to do as I move along is, after I finish the armors, which is going to take a while, as you can see here, there's a ton of them, is allow you to upgrade the turrets you can craft, or rather not craft, but you can recover. So you make the turrets, as well as the craftable, what are they called? There are craftable kits that allow you to create like robots and whatnot, which I like to create upgraded versions of those, because when I've played with them, they tend to get blown up pretty quickly once you reach the higher levels. So if I can upgrade like their defenses or their damage or whatever. So it's a mod that's in the works, and but once I've finished converting everything into once I've finished all of these conversions here, that's when you'll see the next update on the Nexus. So, keep watching the Nexus, keep watching my YouTube, keep watching Twitch here. And once I've finished going through all of these long lists of armors, got them all in, and created all of their recipes so you can actually craft them instead of consoling them in, then you will see it uploaded onto the Nexus. But that's it for now, folks. That is my current update on powered power armor. Peace out.